Hi, I am Emily from wavyhaircare.com and this is Wavy Hair Care, my YouTube channel. I've been talking about how I desperately need a haircut for at least a month now, so today we're doing it. I am going to try cutting my own hair using the Mains by Mell Pigtail haircut. So if this is a disaster, I guess you get to watch it, but hopefully not. How this starts out is it's a wet cut, so I've washed and conditioned my hair and I'm just going to brush it and use some leave-in conditioner. I don't usually use leave-in conditioner, my hair doesn't usually need it, but it's recommended for this cut, so I'm just going to run with that and get started by doing that. Okay, so this is Cake the Bombshell Wave Balm. I don't think this is actually sold anymore. It was sold at Ulta for a while, and I think Ulta has quit selling Cake hair products. I used to get the Cake Mousse that I really love from Ulta, and that hasn't been in stock in a long time either. And I think that this Wave Balm and a Wave shampoo and conditioner had been exclusive to Ulta, so I think now that they're not selling Cake products, I don't know that these products even exist, but it's a conditioning leave-in that I had on hand, so I figured I would use it. Now I'm going to part my hair. You would part yours wherever you usually part your hair. I'm going to part mine in the middle. And then the next step is to section out your bangs. I don't like keeping like what I would typically think of as a bang, but this allows you to do face framing layers. And I do want some shorter layers in the front, so I am going to go ahead and do this. So I'm primarily following the video that's titled My Easy / Updated DIY Curly Hair, the Pigtails cut video, but I have also watched Mel's video where she walked her sister through a DIY haircut, which was similar but slightly different than this. And in that one she explained that how you can tell like how far you should section your bangs is to use a comb on your forehead, and then where it leaves your, like where it stops touching your head is where your bang section should end. So mine was right there. I'm gonna kind of comb back so that I can pull, whoops, that forward. And on this side. My glasses are probably gonna get in the way, but I cannot see without them. So I'm going to pull back the rest of my hair just so that I can keep it separate from the bang section for the minute. Now that I have my bang section out and kind of in two sections at my part, the next step, it's called over direct. So you comb kind of on the opposite side. So like on the left, I'm pulling over to the right, and you pull it down at an angle and then cut basically as much length as you feel you need to remove. And so my hair, my shortest layer is way down here right now. And because my hair is wet and it's been brushed straight right now, it is longer than it will be when I style it wavy. Usually wavy hair shrinks up about 1/2 inch to 1 inch, at least for loosely wavy hair like mine. And so if I want my shortest layer to be a little under my chin, then I want to cut it maybe 1 inch below my chin. That means I need to remove maybe 3 inches or so. And that isn't going to result in an overall 3-inch loss. It's just going to be within the layers. I'm trying to remove bulk and add layers with this haircut more so than really get an overall cut. That's the point of the pigtail cut, is to add layers and reduce bulk. It's not really to completely change the length of your hair. I'm going to do the first cut. I'm going to try to remove roughly 3 inches from each of these sides by over directing. And there-ish. Yeah, I think that's, oh my gosh, that feels like a lot. I'm scared. Are you still gonna like me if I like ruin my hair? Yeah. we can just go to a hair salon and fix it like tomorrow, right? Okay. It'll be fine. Okay. Okay, so now that I have this over directed, I'm gonna cut right there. And the correct way to hold these, she said, is with your ring finger through the hole, your pinky here, and then you use your thumb to actually do the cutting. Man, that feels so backwards. Oh god, I have to redo that. Okay. Okay. So that is the first cut. I think that's roughly where I wanted it, like roughly an inch below my chin right now. So then when it shrinks up, it should still be a little longer than chin length. Okay, so then put this aside and do the same on the other side. I'm going to over direct on this side until it is roughly the same. Is that about the same length as I had before? I think so. And so then you can kind of get a rough idea of if your sides are even from kind of doing this. And it looks like the front is, and I think the lowest is pretty, I think this side is slightly longer. Oh, maybe I just didn't have all that hair out because of my glass. Yeah, I definitely have more hair out on this side. That's not helpful. Okay, I think I'm pretty comfortable with that, so I'm going to go ahead with the next part. This next part is the bulk of the haircut. From here, you make pigtails by dividing your hair down the center, across the top, and across the back. So I already have mine parted in the center across the top, but I'll continue that part down the back and put it in pigtails. To get the layering in the back that I'm wanting, I'm going to try to put the pigtails basically right above each ear. You want the pigtails to be of equal height as far as where they're at on your head and on how far back they are on your head. In this video, she suggested placing them there rather than up front or really high or really low to get kind of a more rounded overall shape, which is what I'm hoping for. So I'm gonna go ahead and do those pigtails now. And I'm rebrushing my hair before I secure it because I want it to be as smooth as possible so that the layers end up even. And also, as I put this in a hair tie, I'm going to try not to twist my hair. I'm going to try to just twist my hair tie, because if your hair is twisted while it is, did I just twist my hair as I'm, I think I did. Because if you twist your hair within the ponytail and then, you know, cut layers while it's in that ponytail, any twisted hairs can end up a wonky length that don't really that aren't really cohesive with the rest of your haircut. So trying to make minimal twists to my hair itself. I'm using a really intense ponytail. These are called Burly Bands. I was sent them to review on my blog, and I didn't like them for regular use because they're super strong and just like dented my hair a lot, which, you know, it doesn't work very well for most of the time when I'm styling my hair with my natural waves. But I saw a video where somebody with dense hair tried to do this cut and had a hard time with it because she couldn't get her hair to stay secure in the ponytails. Like her pigtails kept slipping around because her hair was so dense and the hair ties weren't strong enough to hold it in place. So I thought that these intense hair ties might be useful for this purpose. So I kind of again want to go just above my ear. Try to twist my hair tie as much as possible to reduce how much I'm twisting my hair. How even are these? I feel like they're even in height. Are they even in depth? Can you give me your opinion on the depth of these in the position? Do they look like they're even this way and in terms of how far back they are in my head?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm scared. Okay, this is kind of the big one. So now I want to smooth out each pigtail and cut the end after kind of finding the edge. Okay. Whoops, I could go down further than that. Man, this feels like so much hair. Okay. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go right there because this is the shortest piece and I wanna, you know, get some ends off of everything. I think got roughly an inch or so on that shortest piece and a few inches off the longest piece. Here goes. Wow, this is really hard to cut through. This is a lot of hair. Thickness-wise, I mean, not length-wise. Oh my goodness. I can't even imagine trying to do the wolf cut if this is half of my hair. I don't think I would be able to cut through a whole ponytail like they do in the wolf cut. At least not with these scissors. Oh my goodness. And I wish I didn't need glasses. This is kind of hard. I keep like peeking over my glasses because of the angle. Okay. Oh my goodness. I'm scared. So then we just repeat the same thing on the other side. Okay. I had roughly an inch on the shortest side on the other side, so that's kind of what I'm aiming for here as well. Roughly, there's my shortest side. Roughly an inch right here. And cut this side. Doesn't look terribly off, right? Okay, so now I can take these big pigtails down and use the same like rough measuring that we did with the bangs. You can kind of try to pull pieces from the same section on either side of your head and they should be about the same length. It feels like those are. Yeah, not a disaster. there's just one finishing step. This next part is kind of working on, Mel calls it the perimeter. So to kind of create a more like rounded shape overall. And so my hair isn't in hair ties anymore, but I do still have it divided in the two halves. And so from here, you want to brush your hair somewhat forward, but not pull it way too far. So she suggests looking over your shoulder and brushing it forward. And then looking at your edges and just lightly trimming the ends at that angle. I found this last step a little bit confusing when just looking at the Mains by Mell Pigtail video, because she says to comb with your looking over your shoulder, but then she says cut where you want it, and I don't know where I want to cut it. But in the sister haircut video, she explains that you want to cut it straight when you get to when you're at that position in order to create more of a U-shaped design. And I do want that U-shaped overall look. So I am going to go ahead and kind of find the shortest piece with my fingers. And then, whoops, when it's brushed like that, I gotta not look down. And then cut a straight line once I find that shortest piece. So I think it's like right there. And so I'm gonna cut straight. Then the last step is doing the same thing on this last side. Wow, my hair feels so much lighter already. It's crazy. Because it doesn't really seem like I've cut off that much in a way. Okay, so same thing. I'm going to look over this shoulder, brush my hair this way, kind of pinch my hair until I find the shortest spot, and then cut straight. So this is what it's looking like wet, but I have no idea really what it's going to look like dry, because my hair looks totally different when it's wet and brushed a whole lot versus when I style it wavy. So I am going to wash my hair again and style it, and then I will come back and show you what it looks like dry. But then also she shows that it's really common to have a little wonky piece here or there, and so you could kind of do like final touches once you see how it's going to lay dry. These are my results. It's not a disaster. I do feel like there is kind of a lot of like heaviness at one particular length, kind of like right here. I feel like that layer is kind of too big and bulky. And then this longest layer feels kind of small. I don't know if I want to go up with this. I'm not going to make any rash decisions. But yeah, I feel like the layers aren't as even as I had hoped they would be. But I definitely got out a lot of the bulk, and I was successful with getting the shorter layers to be longer than my chin. So I could go up with this and then kind of, go up here to kind of make this section into like multiple layers rather than just having such a thick section that's all one layer. And I guess that's kind of the good thing about erring on the side of cutting off less than you think you might want to cut off, because then you can always go in and take off more. I want to show you the back. I think it mostly has a U-ish type shape, so I'm not unhappy with the back, but I think it could be more of a U and still look okay if I do decide to bring up that longest layer. So I guess we'll see, but considering that this was essentially free, I did buy scissors off of Amazon. They were like $7 or something. I think this is pretty successful. Definitely more successful than my first diva cut, which was a disaster, and I paid like $100 for that. I also wanted to mention that when I was kind of analyzing my different options for what type of DIY cut to do, I came across this video from Lena's Lovely Locks that I'll link in the description box, and it was the one that I referenced where she has dense hair that's really like silky, and so she had a hard time with getting the pigtails to stay in place, and so the cut didn't really work for her, and then she kind of pivoted into doing a wolf cut. And so if you come up against that struggle, definitely check out her video that I'll leave linked in the description box. But for me, at least with these really thick and kind of intense hair ties, I didn't have any issues with mine slipping around. The other thing that I wanted to mention too is I have cut my own hair before. This wasn't the first time, it's just the first time that I've, documented it here on YouTube. It's been, I guess, probably almost 3 years ago since I last cut my own hair. Well, prior to today. But I used to do my own curl by curl cut. And I was fairly happy with my results from doing curl by curl cuts, but it was definitely way more time consuming and just challenging than this haircut was. I think I prefer this over the curl by curl cut just because I think the results are pretty similar and just way less involved. Let me know if you've tried this pigtail cut or the unicorn cut or the wolf cut, or lately people are talking about this butterfly cut, and what you thought about each of them, which ones you've had success with, or if you haven't liked certain ones, because I might try other haircut methods in the future. Even though I was happy with this, I think as a YouTuber and blogger, I just always like trying different things so that I can share my results with you guys. See you guys next time.